Part 1. Pipe knew where they lived. Everyone in Fairview knew where they lived. The home was like the town's own haunted house. People footsteps quickened as they walked by, and their words strangled and died in their throats. Shrieking children would gather on their walk home from school, daring one another to run up and touch the front gate. But it wasn't haunted by ghosts, just three sad people trying to live their lives as before. A house not haunted by flickering lights or spectral falling chairs, but by dark spray-painted letters of Scrum family and stone-shattered windows. Pipe had always wondered why they didn't move, not there. They lived. Pipe always wondered they didn't move, not there. Pipe stopped and rested her hand on the front gate, instantly braver than half-town kids. Her eyes traced the path to the front door. It was possible that this was a very bad idea. She had considered that. Pausing for just a second, Pipe held her breath, then pushed the creaking gate and crossed the yard. She stopped at the door and knocked 3 times. Her reflection and stared back at her. The long, dark hair sun bleached a lighter brown at the tips, the pale white skin desperate, a week just spent in the cabin. The sharp, muddy green eyes braced for impact. The door opened with the clatter of a falling chain and clicking locks. "Hi, hello," he said, holding the door half open with his hand folded over the side. Pipe blinked to break her stare, but she couldn't help it. He looked so much like Sale, the Sale she knew from all those television reports and newspaper pictures. The Sale now fading from her memory. Raver had his brother messy black side sweep, hair thick, arched eyebrows, and oaken hood skin. "Hello," he said again. Pipe faltered. He'd grown even taller since she last saw him. She'd never been the close before, but now that she was, he had a dimple in his chin, just like hers. "I'm sorry," she did, an awkward half-wave that she immediately regret. Hi, Wavy, she said. You don't know me. I'm Preppy Fitz. Umbro. I was a few years below you at school, before you left, okay? I was just wondering if you could borrow a second of your time. Well, not only a second, we're already way past that, maybe like a few sequential seconds if you can spare them. Oh God, this was what happened when she was nervous. Words spewed out, unchecked and over-explained until someone stopped her. Ravi laughed confused. "Sorry," Pipe said, recovering. I'm doing my senior capstone project at school. And what's a capstone project? It's kind of like a senior thesis you work on independently alongside normally class. You can pick any topic you want, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to be interviewed for mine. What? It's about his dark eyebrows, huge, closer to eyes. It's about what happened 5 years ago, wherever exhaled loudly, his lip curling with what looked like anger. Why, he said, because I don't think your brother did it, and I'm going to try to prove it. All caps on project logs are supposed to be for coding. Any obstacle we face in our research, our progress, and the aims of all final reports mine will have to be a little different. I'm going to record all my research here, both relevant and irrelevant, because I don't really know what my final report will be yet or what will end up being important. I just have to wait and see where I am. After all my investigation and what easy I can bring together, I'm hoping it will not be the topic I proposed to Mrs. Morgan. April 18, 2014, and if as my instincts tell me so, think. Not guilty, them who killed her. I don't think I'm actually solve the case and figure out who murdered Andy. I'm not deluded, but I'm hoping my finding might lead to responsible thought about civil guilt and suggest that the police were mistaken in closing the case without digging further. The first stage in the project is to research what happened to Andy Bell, known to everyone as Andy, and the circumstances surrounding her disappearance. From the first national online news outlet to report on the event, Andy Bell, 17, was reported missing from her home in Fairview, Connecticut last Friday. She left home in her car, white Honda Civic, with her cell phone, but did not take any clothes with her. Police say her disappoints and complete out of character. Police began searching the woodland near the family home this past weekend. Andy, known as Andy, is described as white, 5 feet 6 inches tall, with long blonde hair and blue eyes. It's thought that she was wearing dark jeans and blue cropped sweater or the night she went missing. Other sources had more details as to if Andy was the last alive and time frame in which she was believed to have been abducted. Andy Bell was last seen alive by her younger sister Becca around 10:30 p.m. on April 18, 2014. This was corroborated by the police in press conference on Tuesday, April 22. Footage taken from a security camera outside the bank on Fairview Main Street confirms that Andy's car seen driving away from her home at about 10:40 p.m. According to her parents, Jason and Don Bill, Andy was supposed to pick them up from a dinner party at 12:45 a.m. When Andy didn't show up or answer any of their phone calls, they started reaching out to her friends to see anyone of her whereabouts. Jason Bill called the police to report his daughter missing at 2:30 a.m. Saturday morning. So whatever happened to Andy Bill that night happened between 10:40 p.m. and 12:45 a.m. Here seems like a good place to type up the transcript from my interview with Angela Johnson. Transcript of interview Angela John from the Missing Person Bureau. Angela, hello, pipe, hi, is this Angela Johnson? Speaking, yep, in this pipey. Yes, thanks so much for replying to my email. Do you mind if I record this interview for my project? Angela, yeah, that's fine. I'm sorry if you only got about 10 minutes, so what do you want to know about missing persons? Pipe, well, I was wondering if you could talk to me. What happens when someone is reported missing? What's the process and the first steps taken by the police? Angelo, When someone is reported missing, the police will try to get as much detail as possible so they can identify the potential risks to missing person and an appropriate police response can be made. They will ask for name, age, description, the clothes they were last seen wearing, the circumstances of their disappearance, if going missing is out character for the person, details of any vehicle involved. Using the information, the police will determine whether this is an at-risk missing person case. Pipe. And what circumstances would make it an at-risk case? Angela, if they are vulnerable because of their age or disability, or if the behavior is out of character, which indicates they could have been exposed to harm. So if the missing person is 17 years old and it is deemed out of character for her to go missing, would that be considered an at-risk case? Angela, absolutely. When a minor is involved, Pipe, so how would the police respond? Angela, well, there would be immediate deployment of police officers to the location. The person is missing from the office will get future information about the missing person, such as details, their friends or partners, any health condition, financial information in case try to money. Police will also need Mom, can you help me read? I'm at this part, this section.
Okay.
That's okay, we can skip.
No. Why don't you mark it, have dinner, and then we can take turns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Put a marker here. Put this.
Chapter 2. Okay, this is I'm going to be ending the video. Bye.